Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhaktarinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Jai Shri Nitai Satchitananda ki jai Giriraj Govardhan ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Just a question, Vijay. You don't mind I address you as Vijay?
No.
Or you prefer Dharm or Dharmendra? What do you prefer?
Whichever is easiest for you to do. I don't mind.
Okay, Vijay.
Yeah, Vijay.
Nice. What I wanted to say, if someone is asking you, who is your guru? Who is your spiritual master? What would you say?
I'd say Prabhupada.
Yes, why are you hesitating? Why are you hesitating? The question wasn't, who is your Diksha initiating guru? That wasn't the question. The question was, who is your guru? Well, so at least Srila Prabhupada is certainly your Shiksha guru. There's no question about it. Shiksha guru means instructing spiritual master. You're reading Srila Prabhupada's books. So makes that relationship with Srila Prabhupada very firm, that will be a success in life. I can guarantee you. You don't need to think of anything else. You got a pure devotee right in front of your eyes. Srila Prabhupada is there, you're reading, hearing. A beautiful lecture on last Saturday about how Srila Prabhupada is so close to Krishna. So close. Very confidentially close. So, and you should think. You shouldn't think I don't have a guru. I met someone. I don't have a guru. What do you mean? You don't have a guru? Are you reading Srila Prabhupada's books? Yes. Are you taking his instructions? Yes. So what do you mean? You have no guru. Your guru is right in front of your eyes. But people think of guru, a person, living guru. Guru. Srila Prabhupada has been asked, what about living guru? Srila Prabhupada said, guru is always living. There's no question of guru being not living. Guru is a principle, not a body. Of course, that principle is embodied in Srila Prabhupada, but that body, that vapu, that physical presence, we cannot appreciate anymore. That is gone. Or at least we cannot see it. We cannot perceive it with our limited vision. But the spiritual presence is there. Like Srila Prabhupada, he said, his spiritual master has already disappeared, so to speak. I say so to speak, because the spiritual master is eternal. The spiritual master is a manifestation of the super soul. Cheta Guru, Guru within the heart. The Guru within the heart, Krishna, as Parmatma, super soul, he manifests externally as a spiritual master. He's an expansion of the super soul in the heart. That is Guru. And Guru is eternal. That relationship is eternal. Even lifetime after lifetime that relationship is eternal, but the Guru may not appear in exactly the same form as he has appeared in the previous lifetime. But we will know that's Guru. That is called Sat Guru, eternal Guru. Guru is eternal. So we have Srila Prabhupada. We are very fortunate. He is Uttama Bhakta, the greatest of the devotees. The crowning of the whole parampara, of the whole sampradaya. That is Srila Prabhupada. Some say he's a sampradaya acharya. He's the acharya of the entire brahma-matma Gaudiya sampradaya, which has gone on for at least since Lord Chaitanya. So we are very, very fortunate. So if we make that relationship with Srila Prabhupada, never mind physical presence or not physical presence, never mind if diksha or shiksha. Shiksha is certainly there. If we make that our life and soul, that's our perfection in spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada, by his great mercy, if we please him, if we surrender to him, and surrender means many things, because there are many levels of surrender. I can surrender, and I can surrender more and more and more and more and more. There seems to be never an end of our possibility to surrender. And every day, again and again and again. If we make that our life and soul and our goal, then our way home back to Godhead is guaranteed. Guaranteed. Through the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And nobody else can guarantee that, because Srila Prabhupada is just so close to Krishna. If Srila Prabhupada recommends someone, Krishna will accept, yes, take him home. After leaving his body, back home to Godhead. Deserved or not deserved? It's not a question of deserving. We don't deserve anything. What do we deserve? We are all rascals, speculators. We have so much sinful baggage, so much sinful karma in our past, this lifetime and previous millions of lifetimes. But Srila Prabhupada is raising us up to the highest platform. Unfortunately, most people don't see it like that. Most people see Srila Prabhupada as an elderly Indian gentleman who came from India to the West, a guru like so many others. And he has been successful. And that's all what people see. But there's much more to it. People don't understand. We have to really fully surrender to Srila Prabhupada and get his mercy, and then we'll understand everything. Everything we'll understand. And I'm speaking out of personal experience also, of course. So, as Srila Prabhupada said, at a time when his spiritual master physically was not present anymore to our vision, he said, I feel the presence of my spiritual master right by my side. How can you say that? An ordinary person will not understand. But the person is dead. How can you feel the presence? Is it some ghostly presence? No, spiritual presence. I feel the presence of my spiritual master right by my side. So I say the same thing. I feel Srila Prabhupada's presence right by my side all the time. So nothing can go wrong in this lifetime. If we feel, of course we have to follow the process. We feel the presence of our spiritual master, our life and soul, right by our side. Then success is guaranteed. Guaranteed. So we heard so much. When you said you liked that talk, it was all about Srila Prabhupada. I didn't know what the talk would be about, but it turned out like that. I'm very happy he talked as he talked. We'll eventually, with quite a lot of editing work, get some kind of YouTube video together. At least a fraction. I have some fragments. And we'll get it on YouTube and post the link on the group. Then anybody can go back with a clearer audio also. As I said, Govinda Swami is very clearly audible, clearer than what sitting in the temple room. And then we can go back and listen to that. I may even do some shorts from it, YouTube short excerpt, something. So it can all be done, but that's a lot of time consuming. When I have some time, I will do that. We got a lot of pictures and video anyway, and still today I got a few more. They're coming from all sides, which is great, which is nice. And I have met, well, I have given some Zoom class in Rouen in France, the temple where Govinda Maharaj and Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj are. So I gave some talks there to the devotees, and I recognized some of the devotees from the Zoom call, and they were here, so they came, some Mataji. And Govinda Maharaj has given some talk here also a few times to our devotees on a Saturday. So that was very, very nice. And we'll certainly visit the temple, but otherwise that is a very new relationship. And personally I feel we have made some wonderful friends, new friends, very wonderful, wonderful Vaishnavas, sincere, wonderful Vaishnavas who are fully focused on Srila Prabhupada, as we are fully focused on Srila Prabhupada. So there's a bright future. We'll do many more things together and developing some preaching together. Okay, enough of that. Which verse shall we talk about?
Does anybody else want to choose a verse? Or shall I choose one?
Prakash, you have any verse in mind? If
Yes,
not,
Prabhuji.
yes.
10.25, 7.25, Prabhuji.
7.25.
7 chapter 25 shloka.
725. Let's have a look what 725 is. Nice verse you have chosen. Of course, they're all nice. They're all nice. So let's share that screen. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We also speaking here. We should never forget almost all of these talks going to our YouTube channel. If you don't have subscribed, please do subscribe to YouTube. We have thousands of subscribers. We have one video which got 3 million views. There's a lot of people. Of course, that's not a class. It's not a talk. It's a kirtan. 3 million views and rising constantly. So that's not bad. But otherwise, we have loads of people visiting. So we should always keep in mind, we're talking not only here it appears like we are a small group, but there is a very big audience out there. And I want to greet this audience whoever hears this talk tonight. You are most welcome and you are most appreciated. And all of you, please do subscribe to the channel. And we are very grateful you're coming. And we want to cater for you and help you in your spiritual progress. So tonight we're reading from Bhagavad Gītā 7th chapter, text 25. And the chapter is called Knowledge of the Absolute. The Absolute, of course, is Krishna. So knowledge of Krishna. It's important. We have to know someone in order to serve someone. If we want to serve someone, do something for someone, but we don't know them, then we don't know what they are like, what they dislike, what they prefer, what is pleasing them. So we have to know that person. So therefore, here is, in this chapter, is knowledge of the Absolute. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samamvrita mudhoyam napichanati lokamam ajam avyayam. So immediately we recognizing some words. Here, prakash, it says prakasha. Prakash, it says. Let's see what the meaning is of prakash. Manifest. Prakash. There may be other meanings also, but one meaning is manifest. So yes, you, prakash, you are manifest. Your presence is, your spiritual presence is very much there. And we're recognizing as a yoga maya. Yoga, we know, yoga means uniting, linking up with the Supreme. Maya is the illusory energy, and there are two mayas, yoga maya and mahamaya. Mahamaya is a material maya. When we in material illusion, illusion means we want to enjoy something separately from Krishna. That's illusion. Selfishly, a self-centered consciousness. We think we enjoy some material aspect of this world, and we think that will make us happy. That's Maya. Mahamaya. Maha, big Maya. So that's a material Maya, it's a material illusion. But there is also a yoga Maya. That's Krishna's spiritual Maya, Krishna's energy in the spiritual world. There is this yoga Maya. It's also illusioned. For instance, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, that don't know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If they would know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they would immediately fall flat to the ground and offer obeisances and saying, please forgive us, we have been so familiar with you. But that would happen, like in Vaikuntha, where Lord Narayan is there, and everybody is supremely conscious. Lord Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody forgets that. Therefore, the mood in Vaikuntha is awe and reverence. But Krishna wants to enjoy just like an ordinary human being. There's a very difference between Lord Narayan is also enjoying the worship of his devotees, and Krishna's relationship with the inhabitants of Vrindavan and with his devotees, but they are very different. In Vrindavan there is no awe and reverence. In Goloka Vrindavan, the supreme topmost planet in the universe, spiritual planet, spiritual universe. So that is Goloka. There is no mood and of awe and reverence. Why? Because Krishna employs his yoga maya, spiritual illusion, that nobody recognizes that Krishna, who's stealing the butter, who is stealing the garments of the gopis, who is killing various demons, who is playing with his friends in the forest, nobody recognizes this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Let's take an example. If the Prime Minister or King, when he is in Parliament or in his kingly assembly, he is a king, and everybody treats him just like in Vaikuntha. Everybody offers him obeisances, everybody is very respectful. awe and reverence. But when that same prime minister or king is at home, he's in a very different mood, because his wife, his children, they don't treat him like that. They're very familiar. The prime minister may fight with his son, and the son may sit on top of his father. I won, I defeated you. Well, he's a prime minister, but that little boy, for him, he is his father. Daddy, I won. So that is that relationship where there is no even a fraction of that awe and reverence which the prime minister gets in parliament. So therefore it is said, Vaikuntha is Krishna in the office, and Goloka, Vrindavan, is Krishna at home. So what is Krishna enjoying more, at the office or at home? Well, that is easy to answer. The prime minister, he will enjoy the mock fight with his son, and his son sitting on top of him, and I won. He will enjoy it 1,000,000 times more than the debate in parliament. Welcome, Jayantibai. Jayantibai, you missed a beautiful, wonderful association last Saturday. It was very, very inspiring. So, no question, which association Krishna prefers? The familiar atmosphere in Vrindavan, he prefers much to the official office duties. So that is a yoga maya, because if these Vrindavan inhabitants are or would be aware who Krishna really is, then that familiar feeling of loving exchanges, that would be disturbed. That is love, deep personal love, not masked by awe and reverence. Sometimes, we have spoken about that, Krishna withdraws his yoga maya for a short time, like when Mother Yashoda, Balaram came to her and said, Krishna has eaten dirt, Krishna has eaten dirt. Oh no, Krishna has eaten dirt? That's not good. He will get sick, he will get ill. Krishna, come here. Balaram says, you have eaten dirt. No, Mata, I have not eaten dirt. Balaram said, no, Balaram is just saying that because he lost the game. We were playing a game and he lost, and now he wants to get back at me, and so he's just saying like that. Okay, then open your mouth. Let me see if there's dirt inside. And then Krishna opened his mouth. And then he withdrew his yoga maya for a short moment, and Mother Yashoda, she looked in the mouth of her little Lala, of her little boy, and what did she see? The whole universe, not only the universe, all the universes she saw within his mouth. And she became completely bewildered. What's happening to me here? I'm ill, I'm sick, I'm hallucinating? And not only did she see the universe, she saw herself. She saw herself in Krishna's mouth, looking into Krishna's mouth. She said, wow, what? I'm ill. What? And she became completely disturbed and bewildered. And then Krishna quickly put his Yoga Maya curtain. Yoga Maya is compared to a curtain. Like we see a drama on the stage, and at the end of the act, and the curtain is put down. Okay. So the illusion of the play, Shakespeare or whichever play of the drama, it's immediately finished. The curtain comes down, everybody is immediately conscious. I'm sitting in the theater with hundreds of other people, and we're watching a play, a drama. Before the curtain came down, everybody was very much focused on the action on the stage, and people get so much absorbed that they identify that they're really in the drama, and these are the best dramas. Srila Prabhupada, in his young age, they liked to act out Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, and they had one of the best actors at the time. He was giving them advice. And he said, you have to act in such a way that you feel like your role. You're not anymore aware you're playing an act in a drama. You just become that actor. You're just getting completely absorbed into that. And that will have an effect on the audience. And the boys who performed as Lord Chaitanya, Leela, the drama, they did that. And suddenly they saw the people in the audience, they were all crying. They were crying, and they were wondering why they're crying. Because their acting was so sincere and so much. People were completely absorbed and lost themselves in the actor. But as soon as the curtain comes down of the drama, then immediately everybody is back to normal. Wiping off the tears and looking around. Hopefully nobody saw that I was crying. They become all shy. What to speak if the light goes on? I feel uncomfortable for a bit. So that is a Yoga Maya curtain. It's the same with the cinema. One can be very much absorbed in the film. But as soon as the film stopped and the light goes on, everybody's back to reality. Now that is a Yoga Maya curtain. So Krishna, when he saw the bewilderment and frightenment of Mother Yashoda, his mother, then he quickly pulled that Yoga Maya curtain down, this spiritual illusory energy, and then everything was back to normal. Oh, my Lala is here, I'm at home, Balaram is nearby. Something happened to me. I don't know what, but everything is back to normal. So that's Yoga Maya. And then the next word, it says mudha, I would think so, which is the donkey. Avyayam is ignorance. Now let's see what the translation tells us. Avyayam, inexhaustible. There are many meanings of Sanskrit word. Mudha, yes, donkey, foolish, so that meaning is there. Sarvasya, everyone. There's a word sarvasya prabhavo. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the source of everything. So sarvasya, everything, everyone. Aham, of course, that we have all the time coming throughout Bhagavad Gītā. Aham means I. Yoga Maya by internal potency. Let's read the translation. Vijay, you want to read the translation?
Okay. Perfect. Sorry. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent, for them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know, but I am unborn, inexhaustible.
Thank you. That's very interesting. If we just look at the verse. So Krishna is not only employing his yoga maya to the devotees in Goloka, to his dearmost, topmost devotees. He is also employing that illusory energy, that yoga maya, to the foolish and unintelligent. Why would Krishna do that? Why would Krishna hide himself? The foolish and unintelligent, because then Krishna hides himself. The foolish and unintelligent, they don't understand that Krishna is unborn. They think Krishna is just a human being who is born. There are many theories and many speculative narratives, and Krishna appears, even the Mahabharata we see on the television. There are some impersonal interpretations that Krishna was unmanifest, and then he comes to this world in a material body. I had that conversation with some pious soul, with some Indian gentleman. He said yes, Krishna is in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha as Vishnu, or in Goloka Vrindavan. Many people don't know Goloka Vrindavan. All what they know is Narayan in Vaikuntha. Okay, so then he said, but when Krishna comes to this world, he takes on a human body. I said to him, no, he comes in a spiritual body. He comes in his very own spiritual body. Therefore, we don't say Krishna has a human body. We say Krishna has a human-like body. It looks like a human, but it's not. No human appears. Imagine the maternity ward in the hospital, and suddenly a child is born with 4 hands, bluish color, with helmet out of gold, with armlets and jewelry and garland, and holding in his hand a chakra, a club, the gada, a lotus, and the Sudarshan chakra, the chakra. People would run away from the maternity ward, scared to death. But Krishna appeared exactly like that. That was his first appearance. First, he appeared to Vasudeva in Vasudev's mind. And from Vasudev's mind, he was transferred to his mother Devaki. And then he appeared in his Vishnu form. And that is just one example. That is not a human form. It's a human-like form, Krishna. And there are many other instances where Krishna displayed his opulence, like when he showed his universal form, the Virat Rup, to Arjuna on the battlefield. That should not be underestimated, that form. And Srila Prabhupada makes it clear in one purport we have recently discussed. Arjuna did not see these universal forms, this Virat Rupa or Vishvarupa, within his mind. No, he saw it with his very eyes. But Krishna first gave him divine eyes. So he didn't see it with his mind, he saw it with a divine vision, with his very eyes. He saw it. Because there are many rascals who, yes, I see this Virat Rup within my mind. No, that's not. It's real, right in front of Arjuna. So that is a manifestation of Krishna's opulence. Arjuna wanted to see his opulence, so Krishna manifested. And what was his Vishwarup or Virat Rup? Everything. Let's just get that right, understand that. Everything what has ever been seen, any form, in the past, millions and billions of years back, and anything which will be seen in the future, and everything which is seen right now, everything, past, present and future, all forms in one place, in Krishna's body. Of course, we see some pictures with many heads and all of that, but that is just giving us an idea of the forms, because these forms are unlimited. Unlimited, because material energy can form unlimited forms. It's Krishna's energy, the material energy can manifest unlimited forms. Even Lord Brahma with 4 heads, and Lord Brahma with a bigger universe with 8, 16, 32, hundreds of heads. So that can all be manifested. So then Arjuna was frightened, as we can imagine. And then Krishna showed him his Vishnu form with 4 hands, with chakra, gada, lotus, and conch. And then Arjuna was so bewildered by all of that, he said, please let me see your 2-handed form again. And then Krishna withdrew all these opulent manifestations and employed his Yoga Maya, and Arjuna saw Krishna in front of him as before. So let's read that purport, what Srila Prabhupada has to say, why this Yoga Maya is employed to illusions of foolish and unintelligent. Dharam, you want to read that purport also?
Okay. Perfect. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only a few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Gurus, when Shishpala spoke against Krishna's being elected president,
It's always a second line which comes up.
Yeah, it's navigating. Yeah, okay. When
elected president of the assembly.
Yeah, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the supreme God. Similarly, the Pandavas and a few others knew that he was the supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common man. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gītā, Krishna says that, but for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pleasure, but to others, to the unintelligent non-devotees, he was covered by his internal potency. In the prayers of Kunti in the Srimad Bhagavad Gītā, verse 1:18-19, it is said that the Lord is covered by the curtain of Yogamaya, and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This Yogamaya curtain is also confirmed in the Upanishad Mantra 15, in which the devotee prays Hiranma Yana Patrena Satyasha Vittayam Mudkam Tattvavam
Not tavam, tvam.
Tvam Tattvam Pushnam
Pushan.
Apavana
No, the R with a dot is Ri. Apavrinu.
Apavrinu Satya Dharmaya
No, Dharmaya. Oh, sorry, yes. I thought Dharmasya. No, Dharmaya, you're quite right.
Okay. Dharmaya Drishtaye
Taye.
Drishtaye. Yeah, okay.
Yes, yes, that's great. It gets better and better. Carry on.
Oh, my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yogamaya. The brahma-jyotir is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Satchit Ananda Vigraha. That's Bhagavad Gītā 5.1.
B.S.
Yep.
Brahma Samhita.
Brahma Samhita. Okay. 5.1. Your internal form of bliss and knowledge, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in its transcendental form of bliss and knowledge, is covered by the internal potency of brahma-jyotir, and the less intelligent impersonalists cannot see the Supreme on this account. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gītā 10.14.7, there is this prayer by Brahma: O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. You learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world, or even
just one little Brahma prayers by it's Brahma, because there is a line over. The A, that is an emphasis and it makes it longer. Brahma. Because Brahma or Brahman, that's something different. That's a spiritual energy, Brahman or Brahma. But that's Brahma. That is architect, Lord Brahma, four-headed Lord Brahma, who put together all these forms in the material world by being given that power by Krishna. So the atomic constitution of the material world, or even
the planets,
planets.
The planets. But still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is not only unborn, but also Avyaya,
No, avyaya.
Avyaya.
Yes.
Avyaya. Yes. Inexhaustible. His eternal form is bliss and knowledge, and his energies are all inexhaustible.
Yes, there is so much here. Oh my God, so much in that. We could talk for a few hours on just what we just have been reading here. Okay, let's dive a little bit into what we have just heard. Only a few were able to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As Srila Prabhupada mentions, Bhishma, the Pandavas, of course, maybe a few others. So Krishna is hiding himself from the foolish and unintelligent. Why would he do that? That question could be asked. Why is he not showing himself? Because they don't have the adhikari, they don't have the qualification. Srila Prabhupada mentions the impersonalists. And he mentioned a beautiful verse from Sri Ishopanishad, which is, of course, Ishopanishad is Isa Upanishad. Upanishads. So that is one important Upanishad. There are many, 108. But the Isha Upanishad, we have a translation by Srila Prabhupada. And here it is said, the impersonalists, those who have no devotion to Krishna, the mental speculators, they want to understand God or the Absolute by their imperfect senses and mental speculation. So they don't have devotion to the Lord, they don't have love for the Lord, they're just on that intellectual platform where they're trying to intellectually understand what the Absolute is. Not what he is. He doesn't come into play because they don't understand and they don't believe the Absolute is a person. They think the Absolute is an energy. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gītā, as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. And in that purpose, Srila Prabhupada gives a clear meaning. What does that mean, as all surrender unto me? It means the different levels of surrender. The impersonalists, they want to understand Krishna as the impersonal Brahman. So Krishna shows them the impersonal Brahman. That's what they want to see. And Krishna reciprocates with them. Okay, here is a brahma-jyotir. Here is my spiritual effulgence. And there are many accounts, even in Western literature, where saints, Christian saints, they have seen a big bright light suddenly entering the room. And they were completely overwhelmed, and they may have even heard a voice saying something. But this is very well known in all cultures, all over the world. So that big bright light, that's a brahma-jyotir. Not Krishna personally. That's his effulgence. So it's more precisely explained. This is a effulgence, his bodily effulgence, comprising of innumerable souls who are present in that It's like quantum particles, like the sun. When scientists have analyzed what is that sunshine, it's not just the light. Within that light of the sun, when the sunshine comes in our room, there are tiny, tiny little quantum particles. It's not just the light. The light consists of little, tiny, little shining particles. That's the sunshine. So similarly, Krishna's shining, Krishna's brahma-jyotir are also little, tiny, shining particles, which are spirit souls who have merged into this brahma-jyotir. The impersonalists, they want to merge into this brahma-jyotir. They don't want to have a personal relationship with Krishna. They're too much frightened because they have been so frustrated by personal relationships in this material world. When they hear there are also personal relationships in the spiritual world, then they say, oh no, they think that is just like in the material world. They don't understand. These are spiritual relationships. It's completely different. It's not material relationships. It's full of harmony in the spiritual world. Because in the material world, most problems, if not all problems, coming from other living entities, from our relationship with people. So many problems of our relationship with people. Because people acting in selfish ways and this and that. So they are frustrated by that and they want to run away. And then they think, let me get out of here. It's a horrible place. I'm suffering due to all these interactions with other people and with this material world, with the objects and mostly with the people. I'm suffering. So let me just merge into the spiritual effulgence, into that Brahman. And they think that's the ultimate goal. But it's not. So in this verse from the Upanishad, it explains that the devotee may also experience this bright light. But that's not the end of the journey. He prays to Krishna, please remove this bright light. Because the devotee has knowledge that Krishna is ultimately a person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Behind that bright light there is Krishna. The impersonalists, they don't understand that, they don't believe that, and they reject that. No, that's the highest, is that light, that's the highest. It has to be that there is a certain satisfaction in that light. Not the highest bliss, a certain satisfaction, because people who realize that brahma-jyotir, they're realizing only one aspect of the three aspects of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that aspect they're realizing is eternity. Eternal. I'm eternal. Before, when people have no spiritual conception at all, they think when I'm dead, everything is black, and I am finished. Therefore, they're so much frightened of death, because they think I am finished. And that is frightening. If we have to think, my existence is terminated, I am finished as a person. Very frightening. So they want to merge. Srila Prabhupada gave a nice example, a story, with one devotee who explaining the brahma-jyotir, the eternity aspect. He said, just imagine, you're sitting in a field, and that field is so vast, like in America, the wheat fields in the grain belt. They are so vast. You're sitting in a wheat field, and all around you, up to the horizon, is only a wheat field, nothing else. Flat, 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 wheat field, as far as you can look in every direction. So Srila Prabhupada said, imagine you sitting in a field, just you alone, for eternity, nothing to do, just sitting there. The devotee said, oh no, I want to rather go back to New York in the city and distributing books. I rather want to do that. And he was quite right. There's activity. So, that is a brahma-jyotir, sitting for eternity, only realizing that aspect of eternity, which is, if someone comes from that position, when I'm dead, I'm finished, my existence is terminated. Then when one hears, no, you are eternal, you're eternal, you're not finished, then there is a certain kind of happiness there. And then when one realizes, makes more progress, that's the first preliminary stage of spiritual realization. When someone realizes further that actually there is a super soul, the Parmatma within the heart. That is a yogic path. The yogis, by meditation, trying to understand the Parmatma. Four-handed Vishnu. That's a Parmatma. Vishnu with club and lotus and conch and chakra. So the yogi is meditating on that Parmatma. Then from that Parmatma comes knowledge. Knowledge, because Krishna, within the heart, all knowledge is there. So the yogis, they are further advanced than the impersonalists. They understand the eternity aspect, but also the localized super soul or Paramatma aspect. The eternity aspect is called Sat. Sat. And the localized form of Krishna as Paramatma is Chit, knowledge. Sat means eternity. Chit means knowledge. So they are more advanced than the impersonalists. And then we have the devotees who, realizing the highest aspect too, which is Bhagavan. Bhaka means opulences. Understand the opulences of the Lord, either the opulences in Vaikuntha or Krishna's opulences in Goloka, which are there, but hidden by his yoga maya, of course. There are opulences. Krishna manifests in killing the demon. His strength is there, and so many lifting Govardhan hill. These are also opulences. So these are the three aspects, Sat, Chit, and with that last aspect, because there is a relationship between Krishna and the devotee, Ananda, bliss. Only then we can experience the bliss which comes from that relationship with Krishna, personal relationship with Krishna. So Sat, Chit, Ananda, eternity, knowledge and bliss. That's a complete picture. And each higher level of self-realization contains a lower level within itself. So the yogi who is meditating on the Paramatma, he also realizes the Sat aspect, the eternity aspect. And the devotee who has realized the Bhagavan aspect, the blissful aspect of Krishna, he realizes also the Chit, knowledge, and Sat, the eternity aspect. It's like the Russian dolls, the wooden dolls we have all seen. There are some nicely painted round wooden dolls. You can open the top and in that doll is another doll, a smaller one, and you open that and there is another smaller one, and it goes on. So this is a Russian doll. So in the same way, the devotee is not bereft of the eternity realization or the chit knowledge realization. No, he gets it all. But above everybody else, he has that blissful ananda aspect in his relationship with Krishna. So, while there's another interesting aspect, this brahma-jyotir, where the impersonalists try to merge into and think this is the highest goal of self-realization. But Krishna, who personally kills any demons in his pastime, what do these demons get? Let's take the Aghasura pastime, when Kamsa deployed his huge snake-like demon Aghasura to kill Krishna. And that Aghasura demon, he could take on any form he wanted to. So he expanded himself as a huge snake-like creature. And he knew the cowherd boys and Krishna are coming. And he opened his mouth just on that path where they will pass by. And he made himself look like a huge cave, mouth wide open. And he thought, the cowherd boys going ahead of Krishna, they will walk into my mouth and think it's a cave. And then Krishna, being his dear friend, seeing them walking into my mouth, he will also walk into my mouth, and then I will close my mouth and digest all of them. That was his plan. And when the cowherd boys saw that big snake, they spoke to each other. Look what a nice cave. Let's go inside. Someone else said, well, it looks a little bit like a big snake. Or whatever it is, sir. Krishna is there. Even if it's a snake, even if it's a demon, Krishna will save us. So dependent they were on Krishna's mercy, acting, strength, and they were completely sold out to Krishna, like all the inhabitants of Vrindavan. So they walked into Aghasura's mouth. And Krishna thought, oh no, my friends, what shall I do? So he also walked into the mouth. And then the demon closed his mouth and thought, ha, I have swallowed them all. But then Krishna, with his opulence and unimaginable potency, he expanded himself. So there Krishna manifested his opulence. He expanded himself into the mouth, in the mouth of the demon. And the demon exploded into hundreds of pieces. And he was killed in that way. The point of that story, one point, it's not the point, but one point, is that the cowherd boys were rescued and Krishna was there and say, oh Krishna, you saved us. Like always, you saving us. And then they saw something very interesting. They saw the soul, a big light coming out of that demon Aghasura. And that light got high up into the sky. And then he returned and merged into Krishna's body. So, the soul has merged into Krishna's body. What does that mean? It means the demons who are personally killed by Krishna, like Aghasura and many others, they also merge into Krishna's body, into their effulgence, into that brahma-jyotir, they merge also. So is it really a desirable position to want to merge into that Brahman, into that brahma-jyotir, when the demons have that same destination? Let's imagine. Our right door neighbor is the demon Ravana, and our left door neighbor is the demon Hiranyakashipu. That's not very nice company. So devotees will never accept this kind of merging or liberation, which is called Sayujya Mukti. Mukti means liberation. So this Sayujya means merging into the body of Krishna. So demons get that liberation too. Devotees may accept other forms of liberation. Salokya Mukti, living on the same planet as the Lord. And other types of liberation, having the same opulences as the Lord, like in Vaikuntha. The Vaikuntha Vasis, the inhabitants of Vaikuntha, they have the same bodily features, Sarupya Mukti. Rupa, form. So Sarupya Mukti one may accept as a devotee. Also the pure devotees, they don't want any mukti. They want just serve Krishna, even life after life. Even Lord Chaitanya, Krishna himself, he prayed like that in his Shikshastakam. Birth after birth. Of course, he was Krishna himself, but he wanted to give an example. So these are the muktis, liberation. Sarupya, same form as the Lord. Salokya, living on the same planet as the Lord. They may be accepted, but never Sayujya, merging. Why devotees don't want to merge into the effulgence of Krishna? Because there is no devotional service. If I become one with Krishna, my object of service is gone. To serve Krishna in devotional service with loving exchanges, it needs two. It needs a living entity and Krishna. And there is an exchange. Just imagine, on a material example, you love one girl or a girl loves one boy. There is an exchange of love, a loving relationships of pleasing each other in a million ways. But imagine that boy and girl, let's merge to become one person. So where is a loving relationship? It's gone. It cannot be there. For a loving relationship, it needs two persons. And in the case of a devotee, it needs Krishna and the devotee. And if the devotee merges into Krishna, there is no loving relationship. It's merged. That's it. So therefore, this mukti is never accepted by devotees. So this is devotees rasa praise, as we mentioned. Please remove that curtain of that brahma-jyotir, that I can see your personal form. So that brahma-jyotir actually is a bodily effulgence of Krishna. It's a reflection of that effulgence from his toenails. That's interesting. Krishna's bodily effulgence is reflecting in his toenails, and that's a brahma-jyotir. So how more is there in Krishna than just, not just, this brahma-jyotir is very wonderful, no question. But how much more is there when not only that effulgence, but that effulgence is removed. Krishna moves that curtain of yoga maya And the devotee can actually see the transcendental form of the Lord and have a relationship with Krishna. So that is one aspect of Yoga Maya. And here, Srila Prabhupada makes another interesting point. There are many points. Where Lord Brahma prays, you are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. That's interesting. We may think we understand Krishna for a moment. Of course, we cannot fully. We can understand some percentage, some part of Krishna. We are not able to understand Krishna fully. And here is a reason given also, because Krishna is expanding always. He's expanding more and more and more. So we think we have understood Krishna one moment, the next moment he has expanded. And then we're trying to capture that, and then he's expanded more and more and more. So that's interesting. You are always expanding your internal potency, the Yoga Maya. And therefore nobody can understand you. And Srila Prabhupada said, scientists or learned scholar may understand the constitution of this world and even the planets, but nobody is able to calculate your energy and potency. And Krishna is, of course, avyaya, inexhaustible. That we cannot have a concept in this material world. Nothing is inexhaustible in this material world. Nothing. All the resources of this world are exhaustible. Therefore, people fight for wars, for oil. At one point, the oil is finished, all taken out. You might find here and there a new oil field, and they're becoming less and less. Now they do deep sea drilling, kilometers down, trying to reach that oil. But at one point, whatever deep there is oil, it cannot be brought up. It's too deep, and land-based oil fields are all exhausted. So all resources or minerals getting exhausted. Even the lithium for electric car batteries, they get exhausted. At one point there is no more lithium. Trace metals, already rare earth metals, they're very rare, which are needed for our technology, including mobile phones. So everything in this material world is exhaustible, but Krishna and his energies are inexhaustible. We cannot understand that from a material perspective, because everything here is exhaustible. But Krishna is so powerful. Therefore there is spiritual mathematics. 1 minus 1 equals 1. In the material world, 1 minus 1 is 0. But in the spiritual world, 1 minus 1 equals 1. You can take so many parts away from Krishna, he's still full. He's still full. We could get perhaps the closest material examples of the sun. The sun is shining for millions of years, and it seems to be inexhaustible. It still shines. In a millions of years it still shines. Of course, we know by scientific calculations that eventually the sun will stop shining also. Burned out, everything. So, but it's a material example. Krishna is truly inexhaustible. Some think that if Krishna expands himself and all his avatars and how many incarnations? As many incarnations as there are waves in the ocean. So Krishna will be finished. He'll be finished because he has expanded himself. That's a material calculation. Krishna is inexhaustible, avyaya. You can take so many parts away from Krishna. Still he is full. That is Krishna. So, okay, here we're running out of time. Perhaps there is any question? Vijay?
Verse 18. Is it verse 18, 20? Sorry, chapter 18, verse 56.
Right.
It says, abandon all varieties of religion.
66.
66, yeah, sorry, yeah, 66, yeah. So abandon all forms of religion. Does that mean man-made religion? Does it mean?
No. It says dharma. Dharma is generally translated as religion, but that's not a very good. There are no really proper words for dharma. But what it means, because people have so many dharmas. One believes in that is my dharma, this is my dharma, this and this and that. Many religions are also seen, that's my dharma. I'm a Christian. I don't go to church, but I got that label of Christian. I'm a Hindu. I don't really understand anything about Krishna. Maybe I don't even believe in Krishna. Maybe I'm an impersonalist. But I'm a Hindu, another label. I'm a Muslim, another label. So many labels. Jain and Buddhist. And so these are all labels. We may do some ritualistic thing. We may go to the temple, bow our head a little bit, and we do some circles with a lamp. But we don't really understand who Krishna is. So it's just a ritual in all religions. So that needs to be abandoned. That's of not too much value. It has value in itself, even the ritual. But Krishna doesn't just say abandon all this. It says and surrender unto me. Surrendering to Krishna is much higher than all the rituals combined. Direct surrender to Krishna. And it also means for Arjuna, Krishna says, I have explained so many things to you. I've explained you Ashtanga Yoga and this Yoga and Hatha Yoga and Karma Yoga and so many yogas, Jnana Yoga, and so many processes in Bhagavad Gītā. Forget it all. Now we have arrived at the 18th chapter of Gita. That is a culmination of the entire Gita, and this verse is a summary of the entire Gita. Whatever I have told you. Because why I have told you all these things, Arjuna? Arjuna is an eternal associate of Krishna. He's a devotee. He knows all these things, but he plays a role of a common man for us to understand. Otherwise, there was no need of speaking Bhagavad Gītā. The Bhagavad Gītā wasn't any need for Arjuna. It was a need for us. So Arjuna plays that role of an ignorant person. And he's asking questions, what about this, Krishna? What about that? What about this and that? And Krishna explains concepts and higher concepts and confidential knowledge and the most confidential knowledge. And he explains his opulences, and he even shows his opulences. And then he explains also, I'm the taste of water amongst mountains, I'm the Himalayas, and amongst the fish in the ocean, I'm the shark, I'm the lion, always the principle, the most powerful. And then Krishna says, what I have explained to you, Arjuna, all these things, forget it all. Now we have arrived at the culmination of my instruction. Now you just surrender unto me. Is that what it means? Give up all varieties of religion. Just give up all these different concepts what you have. You may have some Brahman concepts, meditational Parmatma concepts, and give it all up. Surrender to Krishna in devotional service is the highest principle of Bhagavad Gītā. And Krishna consciousness, of course. And what is the result? And Krishna says, if you do that, it's a secret. Not many people understand what it means to surrender to Krishna and what is the result. Krishna says, if you do that, if you truly surrender to me, basically saying, Krishna, from this day on, I am yours. I am your devotee. Do what you like. I will be always your devotee. Or as Lord Chaitanya in his Shastakam prayers, he gives an example. He says, you may appear in front of me or you may neglect me. Whichever, you will always be my worshipable Lord. Not conditionally. Oh Krishna, if you arrange a lot of money for me, you will be my worshipable Lord. Oh Krishna, if you fulfill my desires, you will be my worshipable Lord. This is business. This is not surrender. This is an exchange. I do this for Krishna and you do this for me. That is not surrender and that is not devotional service. That is business. Exchange. Like we have with a business partner. You give me these goods and I pay the price. That's not surrender. Most people are on that platform. It can be helpful to preliminary, at least those who pray for material benefits, say, approaching Krishna. And we have recently studied a verse of Bhagavad Gītā where Krishna says, or Srila Prabhupada says in his purport, these are all magnanimous souls. So it's not, they're very low. No, they're coming to Krishna with their material desires. So one who is suffering, he comes to Krishna and he wants relief from his suffering. The one who is inquisitive, he comes to Krishna to fulfill his inquisitiveness. The one who is in want of money, he comes to Krishna for material benefit. And the best one out of that four, who wants knowledge of the Absolute, he comes to Krishna and wants knowledge of Krishna, which is Krishna himself, in a sense. So they come with a motive, with a business exchange. Get rid of my suffering, I will worship you. I will worship you if you satisfy my inquisitiveness. I will worship you if you help me to economic development, to get some money. So this may be there, but Srila Prabhupada says because they coming to Krishna with their material desires. Therefore they are magnanimous souls. Very interesting. They're not ordinary souls, they're magnanimous, great souls. And further than that, and I was surprised when I read that, Srila Prabhupada says, these are actually Mahatmas. Personally, I thought the bar for Mahatma is much higher. No. Srila Prabhupada says, these are actually Mahatmas, great souls. Magnanimous, great souls, because they're coming to Krishna with a material desire. So one can do that. That's not the highest stage. The highest stage is just to fully surrender to Krishna. But that's a starting point. You come to Krishna for fulfillment of the material desires. And then, Srila Prabhupada says, when the material desires are satisfied, then their faith is strengthened in the Lord and they will make further progress. But the one in 1866 who surrenders to Krishna fully, everything for Krishna, nothing in return, no business, I want nothing back, I want just to serve you, my Lord. Then Krishna says, their karma is immediately wiped clean. He doesn't say that of any other mentality, person, realization, or nothing. Only that full surrender, 100%. Then the karma is wiped clear. The slate with the karma of millions and millions of lifetimes is erased immediately. That full surrender is there. Immediately karma is erased. And then we are eligible of going back to Godhead. And Krishna emphasizes that to Arjuna, do not fear, do not doubt me. I can do that. I'm the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I can wipe clean your karmic slate anytime. But the condition is surrender unto me fully, without nothing in return. Not that easy, but if we progress in devotional service in spiritual life, Srila Prabhupada has been asked, how long does it take? How long does it take to surrender to Krishna? 10 years, 20 years to become fully purified? Srila Prabhupada said 1 minute, because it's an adjustment of consciousness. 1 minute, if we change our consciousness and we let go of our material desires, which will never make us happy anyway, we just fully surrender to Krishna through the pure devotee spiritual master. Then 1 minute. Or it can take longer. Srila Prabhupada spoke to his early disciples. You are all young men. You are expected to live another 50 years at least. And then he said, 50 years is more than enough to become fully Krishna conscious. Oh, more than enough. So maybe 40 years. So that gives an idea. It may take some time. And before we finish, just one little story. You might have heard it. A devotee was chanting in the temple. There was a long corridor next to Srila Prabhupada's quarters. And he was walking up and down and chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada in the room, he was also walking in his room, forth and back, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's very nice to walk, chanting Hare Krishna. And you turn around and the other way, and turn around and turn around, and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So the devotee had an urge to knock on Srila Prabhupada's door and to ask him, can I also become a pure devotee like you? And he knocked on the door, although he regretted the next moment, what have I done? And he hoped, maybe Srila Prabhupada hasn't heard it. I don't want to disturb him. But sure enough, Srila Prabhupada said, come in. So he was always available, Srila Prabhupada, to the devotees. That's beautiful. He wasn't removed, always available. So the devotee came in and crouched in a corner like a little mouse, his words, and did not know really what to say. And Srila Prabhupada was just carrying on chanting, forth and back, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then at one point he stopped in front of the devotee and says, So, and the devotee said, Srila Prabhupada, I know you are a pure devotee, but I wonder, can I also become a pure devotee? And Srila Prabhupada carried on chanting. Forth and back, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And the devotee became more and more worried. What will Srila Prabhupada say? Hare Krishna. Then he stopped again and said, why not? You are in the process. You see, it's a process. It's like when we are in the shower. We are dirty from painting and decorating, paint all over us. We're in the shower and it's a process. And because of time, we're in the shower, the water will wash it all off. All paint will be gone. So Srila Prabhupada said, why not? Why shouldn't you become a pure devotee? You're in the process. And then he carried on chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And what is the process? The first thing in the process is to chant Hare Krishna regularly, every day. 2, 4, 8, 16, whichever. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And offer devotional service. When the devotional service starts with chanting Hare Krishna. So that's a process. So you're on the process. You're in the shower. Why not? You will get cleaned in due course of time. And then Srila Prabhupada carried on. Hare Krishna, walking forth and back. And the devotee is still sitting there. Then he stopped again and said, but it may take some time. Very interesting. It may take some time. If you can fully surrender in a minute, well, it takes a minute. But generally it takes some time. How much time? Srila Prabhupada said it. 50 years is more than enough. So maybe 40, 30 years. What's that? 30 years. We should give our life, this life. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, don't be a miser. You have been in so many, many lifetimes, and you had sense gratification for millions of lifetimes. Don't be a miser. Give one life, just one lifetime to the service of Radha and Krishna. Like a rich man, a millionaire. If you ask him a pound, and he said, no, he's a miser. What's a pound for a millionaire? Nothing. So we are just one lifetime to Krishna's service. So what is 10, 20, 30 years? It's nothing. We can give our life for 30 years, 40 years. 50 years is more than enough, so maybe 40. We give 40 years to Krishna consciousness. Then we'll go back home to Godhead in this very lifetime, once we leave this body. No question. No question. Fully purified. Advanced. Our advancement is constantly, if we keep the process going. We stand in the shower. In not 40 years, in 4 minutes, we'll be clean. If we stay in the shower, we do the process. If you're half away, we leave the shower, and there's still half the pain, that will not work. So that was 1866, and I think we'll really have to stop. We are massively over time. I hope that explains a little bit about 1866, Vijay.
Yeah, that was clear. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, see you on Saturday. Jayanti Bhai, see you on Saturday. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.